Hey, 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 here we are again. Wonderful Wednesday. Welcome once again to another episode from Elvis, the Ultimate Fan Channel. Your channel. What have we got today? Well, you can phone me free on Facebook Messenger. There will be this day in Elvis history, Elvis photo of the week, and plenty more fun and frolics. What's it? Frolic, isn't it? Yeah, frolics. I'm sure we'd all like to frolic with Elvis. Too much coffee again, guys. Yeah. Here we are. Actually, while mentioning coffee, thank you very much to the people that bought me coffee just a few minutes ago. It is much appreciated. As you know, you can't get enough coffee. Well, I can't anyway, that's for sure. How is everybody? Hi, Steve. How are you this evening? Fine, Aisha. Thank you very much. Hi, Ruth. Angel, Edwidge, Marie's the name, CCCW210. Steve, nice shirt. Well, thank you very much. I was going to wear my Sun Studio one. It's got the Sun badge on the breast, and then on the back it's got a bigger Sun Studios logo, and then the photograph of the four of them, the $1 Million Quartet sat at the piano. But I couldn't find it, so I think it's in the wash. So there you go. I might wear it on Sunday if I remember. Hi Juan, JC22. Right, so we dive in to the topic. Don't forget, up above my head is all the contact details you need. Email, call me free on Messenger, Facebook Messenger using the Steve Francis profile. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell, choose all notifications, not just personalized. And then make sure that you turn on the app. I have a little thing here, I think. Maybe I don't know. I can never find these things. I have so much to show you tonight. Notify, here we go. Make sure you have the subscriptions, live streams, and general ones on. There you go, that helps. Right, so as you can probably tell by the intro photo, Elvis's stuff has been on the market again and sold. And it was Cruise GWS Auctions, the entertainment memorabilia auction house specializing in celebrities. No bigger celebrity than Elvis Presley, that's for sure. Sold a key piece of his career at an auction for more than $1 million. The Elvis Presley eyelet jumpsuit and cape from the 1972 Madison Square Garden performances in New York has sold for, and get this, $1,012,500, with the auction house reporting it as a world record price, albeit without noting any details of what record it beat. So I don't know what it beat by selling for that. But hi, Michelle. But it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a jumpsuit. But it's not a lot of money for something that Elvis wore. And there'll be pictures coming up in a few minutes. Okay. I thought I actually had pictures of it. Maybe not. Oh, I did. Here we are. What's this here? There it is. The eyelet jumpsuit. That was worn on the 9th of June at Madison Square Garden. The evening show. There was only one show that night. We are thrilled to have hosted... The ensemble, designed by Bill Ballou, became one of the most photographed and iconic costumes of Elvis's career. The show where he wore it was his first live performance at Madison Square Garden. The eyelet jumpsuit and cape have been in a private collection for more than 30 years prior to it going to auction. And she says, we are thrilled to have hosted such an exciting auction this weekend where fans and collectors have around the globe bid an extraordinary memorabilia from the life and career of Elvis, said Bridget Cruz. And it says, the outstanding sale of this iconic 1972 Madison Square Garden eyelet jumpsuit and cape represents not only a world record price, but it is a true testament to the legendary reverence and love people still feel for him. Yep, I would definitely agree with that. That's for sure. Let's get some more photographs of the eyelet suit up. That's a good one. That was Chicago, I think. And that's Chicago as well. And let's see. It really, really suited him. The eyelet suit. He'll just look fantastic in it. Yeah, he does. He looks amazing. I agree with you. Mary Jane says, looks amazing. Expensive Elvis jumpsuit. Yeah. 1,012,500. It's a cheeky smile there from him. Nothing like that cheeky smile that he had. And there as well. He was on top form in Chicago on the 16th. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I thought I'd leave that one in from Sunday. Same suit. I know it got a lot of reaction on Sunday. Elvis performed 4 sold-out concerts at Madison Square Garden, the only New York City arena shows of his career. He was on stage for several TV broadcasts, 56, 57, including The Ed Sullivan Show. The show spawned a live album, Elvis as recorded at Madison Square Garden. It peaked at number 11 on the top 200 US Billboard Top Pop album chart and was certified triple platinum in 1999 for sales of more than 3 million units. It ranks as one of the best-selling live albums of the 1970s. So there you go. I couldn't resist showing you that one again, ladies. Especially after the reaction that it got on. But that's not the cold shower photograph for this week. I've got another. I don't know whether it's a cold shower photograph, but it's a cute photograph with a young lady. So, and I'll show that near the end of the show. Now, let's see. There were other stuff as well that sold at the auction, including a jar of Elvis's hair with extensive documentation sold for $72,500. This collection of hair was saved from haircuts given to Elvis by his personal barber, Homer Gilliland, over the years and represents the largest and most well-documented collection of Elvis's hair in the world. I covered this a few weeks ago, how much for a lock of Elvis's hair. I remember that, yeah. The auctioneer described the memorabilia, now someone's newly acquired treasure. This isn't a lock of hair that you would typically find, but it is a baseball-sized specimen which has not been offered for sale in nearly 20 years. Whoever won the auction might even feel like they got a bargain. The hair last sold in 2002 for $115,000. $115,000. So it's gone down to $72,000. Oh yeah, more items sold were the racing helmet from Viva Las Vegas. That helmet there underneath Elvis's arm sold for $23,750. A tuxedo tailcoat from Frankie and Johnny sold for $75,000. And it definitely suited him, didn't it? That, without a doubt. I think it did anyway. And what else? Elvis Presley's personal stage-worn boots sold for $28,750. 68 Comeback Special sheet music sold for $15,000. A chic electric razor, there you go, probably still with some of his whiskers in, no doubt, sold for $3,000. $3,000 for a razor. A custom eagle belt made by Mike McGregor sold for $25,000. Okay. Oh, by the way, coming up also, the question I asked you, what was your favorite soundtrack of the pre-army movies? So obviously you could choose Love Me Tender, Loving You, Jailhouse Rock, and King Creole. Okay, Love Me Tender, Loving You, Jailhouse Rock, and King Creole. I'll give you the results and some comments that people left as well. Okay. Don't forget, you can ring me. It doesn't have to be about this topic, although I would like maybe if money was no object, forget that you had to pay for the item. Is there anything particularly, just one item that you would love to have had in your possession of Elvis's? So just one thing that belonged to Elvis. Money, no object. It's for free. Okay, so you don't have to pay any money. If you want to ring in and tell me what it was, I'll tell you what mine was as well if I remember before the end of the show. But there's one item that I would love to own that Elvis owned. We'll be doing Elvis this day in Elvis history, and we'll be doing the photo of the week, the poll, and we have a call. Hi, who's calling Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel?
Hi, Steve. It's Jeanette.
Hello, Jeanette. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing wonderful today. How's your evening?
It's going really, really well.
Good.
Well, what do you think of those photographs of Elvis in that eyelet suit?
Beautiful.
Yeah, especially the one I used for the cold shower photo on Friday, on Sunday. I had to
that one I didn't notice.
I had to put that one in again.
Yeah, thanks for showing that one again.
No problem. So, what would you like to say?
Well, I would love to own anything of his, really, but I would really love to own one of his Bibles because I would love to scroll through it and read what he's little notes that he took in his Bible or what he highlighted in there, some of his favorite verses. I think that would be really all I want.
Yeah.
Maybe even something simple like his comb or his brush.
Yeah.
That would be cool. If I wanted to go on a grander scale, I would say his piano that he originally bought for his mom. I would love to have that. And maybe just a pair of his shoes. That's it. I'm a simple girl. I don't need much.
That's greedy. All those things. Yeah, but I agree with you. I agree with you. The Bible would be very interesting because he did a lot of sort of underlining and things like that of his favorite passages, and he made notes in the margins and things like that. So yeah, it would be an interesting one. All right. Oh,
yeah, that would.
There's that picture again, ladies, just in case you haven't seen it often enough.
Gosh, Steve, what are you doing?
There's going to be a water
keep
shortage.
It up. That's good.
Yeah, there's going to be a water shortage after this.
How many showers can I take in a day, Steve?
Come on. He just looked that eyelet suit. He looked really, really, really cool in it. I think the gold belts set it off really, really well. The shots in Madison Square Garden and the ones in Chicago on the 16th just looked fabulous. He was just in great form in June. Yes. He'd been to Hawaii. He'd rested up. He'd got a tan, and he just looked absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah, he wore it well. Yep, fantastic. I agree.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, that's it. I'm a girl of simple means. I'll take his Bible and throw in a comb or a brush, and that'd be great. Sorry about that.
Somebody else is calling you. I'll let you go. Thanks for calling in, Jeanette. It's very, very,
all right.
Very nice.
Have a great show, Steve.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye now.
Yeah, you can imagine actually his brush or his a comb, because that would have some of his DNA in it, if you like. It would have his hair. So you get you get a bargain. You wouldn't have to buy the jar of hair. What you could do is you could buy the brush. You'd have the brush, but you'd also have a bit of his hair as well. You wouldn't have to buy the jar of hair for. How much did that hair go for? It went for. His hair went for a lot. 72, I think, wasn't it? Something like that. Hi, who's calling Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel?
Hi, it's Maxine.
Hi, Maxine. How are you doing?
Hello.
Oh, by the way,
I'm doing really good.
I forgot to say at the start, thank you very much for being the moderator again for me.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Keep an eye on everybody.
Oh, I will do, don't worry.
They're all very, very well behaved, I must admit now.
Yeah, I can see they're being really good.
So, what would you like to own of Elvis's?
It's a bit of a hard one. I don't think I'd like to own anything. I'd just like to see it in the museum, personally speaking.
Mm-hmm.
I'd buy it and then just like give it to Graceland and let them show it.
Yeah, the fellow that caught the belt in the Aloha from Hawaii, or the Cape rather, not the belt, his family donated it back to Graceland when he passed away, I believe.
Yeah, I think they did.
Which is a kind of a nice thing. Probably that's what I would do. I would be selfish until I died, and then I'd leave in my will, you've got to give this back to EPE.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, can you imagine catching the Aloha Cape? Can you imagine actually, having that cape there where he is at the moment in the shots in Chicago, or even the gold belt? I always thought that gold belt was kind of cool.
That was stunning.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a cheeky look on his face in a lot of those photographs in Chicago. I'd say he was in a very, very cheeky mood that night.
Oh, it seems it, doesn't it? He's a very cheeky person as well.
Yeah, he was. He was always fooling around and kidding around on stage with the fans, and also with Charlie and the sweets and all that. He was just I often say, he must have been a really, really nice guy to have known, and being around him would have been a lot of fun, I think, anyway.
Yeah, I remember speaking to someone a couple of weeks ago, and they grew up with Lisa at Graceland.
Oh, right.
And they even said this was on Instagram, but I can't give their name out, unfortunately.
Oh, no, that's fair enough.
But she said that he was so down to earth, he was so funny, and he all took him out for burgers, and it was just like a big prankster kind of thing. So.
And I think I've said before as well, people that have met him were actually struck by actually how shy he was and humble.
Yeah.
There was two Elvises. There was the Elvis that people knew off the stage, and then there was the Elvis on the stage, the showman. And I'm always struck by how funny it is when he meets people for the first time. He says, "Hi, I'm Elvis Presley." I mean, you wouldn't know. One of the most famous men in the world, and he says, "Hi, I'm Elvis Presley."
Oh no, bless him.
So I think that just shows how down to earth he was. He didn't expect people to bow and scrape and say, "Hey, there's Elvis. We have to be."
No.
He was just an ordinary guy, really, at the end of the day. But he was Elvis Presley. And he was
There's a couple of things that I do love about him.
Yeah.
I think his personality is one, because you can just see it even when he's singing. You can just see that look in his eyes when he's going to do something mischievous.
Yeah.
And just how humble he was as well. If I had to own anything, as Jeanette said, it would be one of his Bibles, because I love reading the Bible, and I think getting his opinion on what he learned would be amazing.
Do you listen to a lot of his gospel recordings?
I love his gospel recordings.
Yeah. You probably know that one of my favorites is Milky White Way. And Stand By Me as well.
That's a brilliant song.
His voice on that, actually, just thinking about it now is making the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. I don't even have to listen to it. I actually have to think about him singing it, and they start standing up. So I listen to his gospels a lot as well. So
it would be amazing.
Yeah.
Him, if he's still here, and you get receiving a letter from him, and just inviting you to go and hear him sing that live.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder, I'm almost pretty sure if he was around today, he would be on social media. Can you imagine getting a like or a thumbs up from Elvis? Elvis liked your post. And
I don't think he'd leave you alone.
Yeah. And I wonder how many followers he would have. He would definitely break the records. I mean, Justin Bieber and all that, they always keep on about he's got 50 million followers or something like that. I would imagine that Elvis would easily double that, 100 million at least.
Oh, he would. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. And can you imagine him doing a selfie, You know, people, or can you imagine him taking a photograph of himself eating a sandwich or something like that? You know.
Oh yeah, with the Elvis.
Yeah.
I was eating it.
He would have loved it. Okay, Maxine, thanks very much.
That's all right. Thank you.
All right, talk to you later. Bye.
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye. Yeah. Again, another vote for a Bible. That's a good one. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what I would have picked. Could I have something of Elvis's? You know, money no object. Don't worry how much it would cost. If you could just own one thing that had belonged to Elvis Presley, what would it be? And you know, I mean, people are saying, well, not people are saying, but people are buying the obvious stuff like a jumpsuit. I said at the top of the show how much the eyelet jumpsuit went for. Over 1 million. The hair, a tuxedo. But mine isn't anything like that, believe it or not. And as I say, I will tell you later what I would have picked. Let's do this day in Elvis history. And if, as I say, if somebody wants to ring in and talk Elvis, they can ring me free on Facebook Messenger using the Steve Francis profile. Okay. So September the 8th. Oh, I've got pictures. I've got pictures of this day in history. We always like pictures. So I will get them ready. 1954. There was the opening of a new shopping center in Memphis. In the advertisement of the opening was the announcement by the newest Memphis hit in the recording business, Elvis Presley. Right, hang on. I've got a call so we can break off. Hello, who's calling Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel?
Hello.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. I couldn't hear you to start with. Who's that?
It's Earl.
Hello, Earl. How are you doing?
Fine, thanks, and yourself?
Yeah, and it's a pleasure to have you on the show. It really is.
I would like the TCB ring.
Right.
And his TCB necklace.
Okay. His own personal necklace, because he did give these away to people, but yeah, his own personal necklace. And what do you think of the hair? Would you have wanted a lock of his hair as well?
No, Steve. Okay. I don't think I would want hair. It's really going for, I think.
Okay, what about the suit? Again, you know, there's only, I think Elvis looked good in his jumpsuits. If I put one of Elvis's jumpsuits on, I think I would just look ridiculous.
Yes, but Steve, we're not Elvis, so we wouldn't.
Exactly. Yeah, there's only one Elvis, that's for sure.
If I had to choose a jumpsuit,
yeah,
I would choose the chain jumpsuit.
Oh, the chain, yeah, from 1970.
Yes, that's my favorite.
Yes. Yeah, my favorite is the peacock. I said that a few weeks ago on the show. I just love the peacock.
Yeah. If I could own those three items of it, I would be very happy.
Yes. Okay, Earl. It's not a very good line, but thank you very, very much for ringing in. It's much appreciated.
Thanks.
Okay,
Steve,
all the best. Okay, I'll speak to you again. Okay, so that was Earl, and he said the TCB ring, and he liked the chain jumpsuit. Okay. This took place in front of Cat's Drugstore the following night between 9 and 10 a.m. So let's get that up. Let's get some photographs of Elvis. Look how young he looks. That was on September the 8th, 1954. Scotty and Bill. There he is. And a guitar in a case. Man, he looks so young there, doesn't he? And that one there, September 8th, 1954. This day, in 1955, Elvis performed at the City Auditorium, Clarksdale, Mississippi. 1957, Elvis and Anita Wood had breakfast at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel, and after that, they visited Radio Recorders on Santa Monica Boulevard to listen to the songs Elvis had been recording over the last few days, because he was in the process of recording his first Christmas album. Later, they watched 4 movies at the theatres around town while talking about screening Jailhouse Rock the next day. 1967, getting ready to travel to Studio B in Nashville for a recording session. Now, this recording session, which took place on September the 10th, 11th and 12th. On the 10th, he recorded Guitar Man with Jerry Reed. They called Jerry Reed in because the guitarist there just couldn't replicate the sound that Jerry had got on his recording. Big Boss Man, Mine, Singing Tree, and Just Call Me Lonesome. And then the following day, actually, September the 11th, he recorded High Heel Sneakers, You Don't Know Me, We Call on Him, You'll Never Walk Alone, and Singing Tree. So that's quite a successful recording session. He was getting ready to leave for Nashville on this day in 1967. 1970, we have more picks. 1970. Elvis flew to Phoenix for a 6-day city tour arranged by the Colonel, and the tour started in the Coliseum, Phoenix, Arizona. MGM filmed parts of the performance. Another fantastic shot. This is actually the following day, September the 9th, 1970. Let's get another one up, Phoenix, Arizona. Okay. 1971. Oh, yeah. Now, Elvis bought a custom-made Stutz Black Hawk. His first was badly damaged in an accident earlier that year and would not be repaired for almost 3 years. I would imagine what's happened there maybe is the fact that the damage that was caused to the Stutz required specialist parts and they couldn't get them. But 3 years does sound a long time to wait for a car repair. So there is the Stutz as shown now in Graceland. 1973, Elvis and Linda attended a Tom Jones performance, and Elvis even appeared on stage at Caesar's Palace. Let's get that up. What does everybody think of that jacket? I actually think it's a fine, fine jacket. I really do. And it looks like he has incorporated the belt buckle of that gold belt that we know so well into that costume. It does look like it, unless it's a different belt. I'm seeing it differently. So that's 1973. 1976, Elvis performed at the Convention Center, Pine Bluff, Arkansas. 15,000 people were in attendance, and we've got some nice photographs of Elvis. Is that the prehistoric bird photo jumpsuit? I think it might be. Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Let's get another one up from Pine Bluff. So there you are. That's this day in Elvis history. Don't forget, there's still time to ring in and tell me what one thing of Elvis's you would like to own if money was no object and it didn't matter what the price was because you were going to get it. You were going to get it for free. And Jeanette and Maxine said a Bible, which is very interesting. Earl said the TCB ring, and he also liked the chain jumpsuit as well from 1970. So that was quite interesting. Don't forget, coming up is the results of the poll. which pre-army movie soundtrack is your favorite? Now, it was a soundtrack. I know a couple of people actually said they liked, say, for instance, the King Creole film. Okay, but it was actually the soundtrack. Which did you think was the nicest soundtrack of those 4 movies? And I've got some comments from people that left comments below the poll. Don't forget, you can check out the poll that I run during the week for the Wednesday show, and then I will probably run another one between now and Sunday. To find the poll, all you need to do is go to the community tab. When you go into this channel, click on the community tab and you'll see the polls and different announcements that I make for you all. Okay. There's a story that about that Stutz, the first one. It was customized for Frank Sinatra, and Elvis saw it and talked the car guy into selling it to him. Yes, Marcia, that's quite correct, I believe. Yeah. I don't want to offend any Frank Sinatra fans, but if I was given the choice to sell the car to Elvis or Frank, no contest. It would definitely go to Elvis. I wonder how the car salesman made the decision. That's what I would like to know. I'd love to know how he made the decision. I'm pretty sure Elvis turned on the charm. But yeah. Right. Will we do... Yeah, we'll do the poll, actually, because I want to leave the pick of the week until the end. Again, just in case anybody faints. If I do it now and everybody faints, then I'll have no listeners. So, which pre-army movie soundtrack is your favorite? We had well over 400 votes. That's quite high because normally I have between 300 and 400, but we had over 400 votes about this, and the choices obviously were in chronological order: Love Me Tender, Loving You, Jailhouse Rock, and King Creole. And it's quite interesting actually, because when I pull up the poll now, you'll see that chronologically it got higher and higher percentage. Love Me Tender was only 12%, the soundtrack. Then Loving You 13, Jailhouse Rock hops up to 27, but overwhelmingly with nearly half the votes was King Creole. Yeah. King Creole has the best soundtrack in my opinion. This is mega nonky. Both Jailhouse Rock and Loving You have some outstanding songs though. Baby I Don't Care and Mean Woman Blues. Maxine? Hi Maxine again. Oh, that's a tough one, but I would have to say King Creole. Them songs surely made and showed how powerful Elvis's voice and vocal range could really get. The Jailhouse Rock, also Love Me Tender, had some brilliant songs too, and so did Loving You, but definitely King Creole. So King Creole edged it for Maxine. Elvis Lass, hi Michelle, said, I prefer the songs from King Creole, but I prefer the story from Jailhouse Rock. Of course, I love all 4. Yeah, it was quite difficult, wasn't it? There's little bits of each that you really, really like. But as you can see from the poll, King Creole did edge it. Mark said, of these 4, I think King Creole is the best soundtrack, written by Lieber and Stoller. Michael Curry says, Love Me Tender. Elvis had the possibility to be a serious actor. This was his first and only chance, unfortunately. Okay. Pete, Jailhouse Rock. He had great dance moves. Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. You can't beat the title track routine. Dolores says Jailhouse Rock. And Jill says, good grief, Steve, you don't make it easy, do you? Laugh out loud. And then she says, I voted for King Creole in the end. There you are. Okay, so I think the best thing to do now is to unveil the pick of the week. It's a cheeky one. There you go. That is a very cheeky one of Elvis and his tongue hanging out behind Deborah Paget. It almost looks like she doesn't know he's there, but he does. And I'll tell you the reason why is because there's a series of photographs taken at near enough the same time, and she does know that he's there. But I just couldn't resist showing that one. I might show the other ones another week, but I thought that was a really cute photograph. We know what Elvis's feelings were over Deborah Paget, but unfortunately it wasn't really reciprocated. She was actually dating Howard Hughes at the time, although she could go without seeing him for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks on end, because we know that Howard was a little bit eccentric at times. But she did say he was a nice young boy. And she's always had good things to say about Elvis. I'd love to speak to Deborah, actually, but as far as I'm aware, she must be in her late 80s now, because she was about the same age as Elvis, I believe. Aisha says, that's a cheeky, cute pic. Yes, it is. Yeah. He's like a dog going... So that's my pick of the week. And I will have another pick of the week for you on Sunday. And we'll have the quiz as well, the next round of the quiz. And I think it's part 2 of Name That Song. You did very, very well. A lot of you got the answers correct for Name That Tune or Name That Song on Sunday. And don't forget, there is a grand prize at the end of each month for the winner. And then there's a huge prize and a runner-up prize Elvis week every year. As the Sunday the nearest to August the 16th for the fan of the year. Lamar Fike told a story about going to her house. Right, yeah. You should share that with us, Marcia. You should give me a ring and share that with us. She's 87. I would believe that, Danielle. Yeah, late 80s. Hi, Scotty's Elvis Music Channel. Hi, yeah, great channel. Hi, Steve. I think your poll was probably about right. However, I have placed Loving You above Jailhouse Rock, or perhaps I just prefer that movie. Sterling job, old boy. Well, same with you. Great channel. I have the utmost respect for anybody that does an Elvis channel to the standard that you do, and Michelle does. It really is a great compliment that you're paying Elvis Presley. And if you're the same as me, then I'm doing it for Elvis. I'm trying to keep his legacy alive and his memory alive. And at the same time, I enjoy every single minute. I really do. And I just so look forward to this Wednesdays and the Sundays when I can join in with you all and have a great time talking Elvis and looking at these great pictures. And I have another caller. Hi, who's calling Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel?
Hi, Steve. This is Logan. How are you?
Hey, Logan. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, brilliant. Now, if you don't know, Logan does a channel as well with Jake, and I think it's Matt Stone as well, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Just tell us all the name of that so we can check it out.
Okay, it's the From Two Below to Heaven podcast. We're kind of taking a little hiatus from it, but I think we're going to start getting back into it. But good. I said this the last time I was on. I said, I don't know if we can do it as good as you, though.
That's very kind. Thank you very, very much. That's very, very kind. Thank you.
But I wanted to call in and tell you what my pick would be for an Elvis item. Well, everybody calls me a jumpsuit junkie.
Yeah.
And I have about 11 of them. But if I had to pick like one item to like get from Elvis, I mean, every item would be like a holy grail to me. But if I had to pick one, it'd probably be like the Sundial Suit.
Oh, now that's interesting.
Just because it's like, Elvis started wearing that in '74, but he, stopped, took a break and started wearing it again in '77.
Yeah. And
I think it was Gene Dosset that said, it almost became like an old friend to him in that last part of his life.
Yeah.
It was like very sentimental to him, I think, and just as like that last image of him that we all know, I think it would be very sentimental to have that particular jumpsuit.
That's a great choice. A great choice. It's tinged with a little bit of sadness as well, because as you say, it was the very, very last jumpsuit he ever wore. But
yeah,
what a great choice. The Sundial Suit.
Yeah, well, Steve, just wanted to call in and say hi and love your show. And for those of you that are not subscribed yet, subscribe to Steve. So
that's very kind. And like I say, we'll watch out for when you start doing your podcasts and videos again. From Tupelo to
heaven.
Yeah, from Tupelo to heaven. Great. Okay.
Thanks so much, Steve. You hang in there, okay?
Yeah. Always a pleasure. Thanks, Logan.
Hey, thank you.
Bye-bye. Yeah, Logan Ramey, one of the younger Elvis fans, and really, to be honest, that's what I like. I like to hear and see the younger fans coming through as well, because when you speak to somebody like Logan and Jake Bailiff and Matt Stone, you realize that in their hands, Elvis's legacy is, safe. Jacqueline says, I think the Sundial Suit was unflattering. I have heard people say that, yes. It looked quite heavy too. Yeah. Thank you, Thomas. Great channel, Steve. That's very, very kind. The Sundial Suit was amazing, says Maxine. Logan sounds like a nice guy. He is. And so is Jake. I had Jake Bailiff on the show quite early on when I started doing these live shows. And Matt Stone. We're all familiar with Matt Stone as well. So let's see what else. I would like Elvis's warm-up suit that had the DEA on it. That's a good choice. Don says the Chinese dragon suit is really cool. I know Danny B-side. I haven't seen Danny actually on here tonight. Maybe I missed him, but I know his favorite suit is the flame suit. He absolutely loves the flame suit. Mark says, I agree, Steve. The younger generation are the future of E. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. We need the younger fans to come through and to do what we're trying to do now to keep his legacy and his memory alive. The day I was born, Elvis wore the Sundial Suit. Yeah, I was quite surprised when Logan said the Sundial Suit. It's a good choice. It's a good choice if you could only own one thing. And I'm going to tell you now what one thing I would, of Elvis's, if I could just choose one thing and money was no object, it would be the TCB ring. Believe it or not, it would be the TCB ring. And I'd wear it all the time. Although it would probably be just too flashy. Again, it's something that only Elvis could get away with. He could easily get away with wearing that ring. If I tried to wear it, people would say, what are you doing? He did look amazing in that flame suit. Yes, he did. I'd look great in the gold lame suit, walking around Tesco in it. I know, Banjo Paul. Yeah, you can imagine. I often say, Michelle says we need these young fans for sure. We certainly do. And it's like Scotty's Elvis channel and your channel, Michelle. It's you should be very, very proud of what you're doing, because you're doing a great job. You really are, and you're doing Elvis proud. You really are. So I've told you then that if money was no object and I could just own one thing that Elvis owned, it would be that TCB ring. So without further ado, I think I will tell you that that's it for tonight. And we have another, I already have most of Sunday's topic lined up, and it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a really, really interesting one. And that we also have a bit of news on the biopic as well, and stuff like that. So please make sure that you do join me on Sunday. Thanks again to Maxine for phoning in and also for moderating, and thanks to all the callers as well. I hope you can join me live on Sunday. Don't forget, Fan of the Month quiz. Live fan chat by ringing me on Facebook Messenger. This day in Elvis history. Photo of the week. And plenty more. If you'd like to support the show or the channel, you can buy me a few coffees using the link below. And thanks to everybody that did buy me coffees today. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you on Sunday.